Hello, and welcome back to my channel. It's me, SB, and as you can see here, we are making another Amigurumi plant. So today we are making a ghost plant. Yay! So here is the finished product. I'm not going to show you how to make the bottom. It's made very similarly to the other ones, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to see that again. So anyways, the materials that we're going to be using today is sage green, which is what I used before, a 4.25 millimeter crochet hook, tapestry needle, stitch marker, scissors, and paint. So I'm using fabric paint and acrylic paint in yellow. So first and foremost, we are going to be working on the large leaf, and you are going to make 5 of these. So like everything in Amigurumi, we're going to start with a magic ring, and we are going to single crochet 6 into the ring. And we're going to be working in spirals. So on this next round, we are simply going to single crochet into every stitch for a total of 6 single crochets. And this is what it should look like. And for this next round, we are going to increase every single stitch. So that is a total of 6 increases. Alright, for this next round, we are going to simply single crochet all the way around. On to our next round, and we are going to do 1 single crochet and increase, and this is going to be the repeat pattern all the way around. So 1 single crochet, increase. Alright, so this should be round 6, and for rounds 6 and 7 we are simply going to single crochet around. Round 8, and we are going to be doing some decreases. So single crochet the first stitch, and we are going to single crochet 2 together, and that is going to be the repeat pattern all the way around, and you should have a total of 12 stitches. On to round 9. Round 9, we are simply going to single crochet all the way around for a total of 12 stitches. Alright, so this is going to be our last round, and we are going to be doing 1 single crochet and then single crochet 2 together. And that's going to be the repeat for this round, which is round 10, and we have a total of 8 stitches. So now we are done with one of our leaves, and this is what it should look like so far. So now we're going to go ahead and fasten off, and what I like to do is just slip stitch to the first stitch, chain 1, and then cut my yarn. Be sure to leave a decent tail on your leaves because we are going to be sewing these together later. So go ahead and make 5 of these, and I'm going to move on to the medium leaf. Okay, so all of these leaves are going to be flat in nature, so no stuffing is going to be required. Let's go ahead and start making our medium leaf. And this is going to be made very similarly. We are going to do a magic circle, and we are going to put 6 single crochets into that magic circle. And we are working in spirals, and in our next round we are going to simply put 6 single crochets all the way around, so just single crochet around. Our next round is going to be our increase round, and we are going to increase every single stitch around. On to the next round, and this is what you should have so far. We are going to just simply single crochet around for the next 2 rounds, so this should be rounds 4 and 5. On to round 6. In round 6 we are going to be decreasing, so it's going to be 1 single crochet and then decrease, and you're going to do this a total of 4 times all the way around. Okay, this is going to be our last round for the medium leaf, and we are just going to single crochet around, and you are going to fasten off, remembering to leave a decent tail so that way you can attach all of the leaves together later on. Super easy, right? Now you're just going to go ahead and make 5 of these as well. So let's move on to the smallest leaf, and these we are going to make 4 of these, and once again magic circle and 6 single crochets into that magic circle. Close the ring. And working in spirals again, our next round we are simply going to single crochet all the way around. Okay, on to round 3. We are going to increase every single stitch. And sometimes it's a little difficult to work in this small little space, so just take your time. Okay, so for the next 2 rounds, which is rounds 4 and 5, we are going to just single crochet all the way around. Okay, last round, and we are going to decrease every single stitch around. And then you are going to fasten off and make 4 of these. So a total of 4 small leaves, a total of 5 medium and large leaves. So go ahead and do that. Now we're going to work on the center leaf, and we only have to make 1 of these. And once again, we are going to be doing a magic circle, but this time we're going to be doing 8 single crochets into our magic circle. Alright, for round 2, we are going to increase every single stitch around. Don't forget your stitch marker. On to round 3, which is the last round, and we are going to do 1 single crochet, and then we're going to place 3 single crochet into 1 stitch, and you're going to repeat this all the way around for a total of 8 times. And then once you get done with that, go ahead and fasten off, and that's it for this one. And now we get to move on to the assembly. So let's start with the large leaves. What I do is I just put them one on top of the other, sew it together, and just move around and place it into a circle. If you want the circle to be slightly larger, just place them further apart. If you want them to be smaller, put them closer together, and just sew them together and make sure that they don't flop around too much. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You're just simply using the tail from one of the leaves and just sewing them together like so. And you're just going to repeat that all the way around for all of the large leaves. There's my long tail. So be sure when you're working this that your long tail is one of the last ones that you sew on. Or it could be the first. Anyways, here's the completed little circle or ring of leaves. And it's going to sit like that. Of course, don't sew it on just yet. Let's move on to the medium. And we're going to do exactly the same thing. If you want, you can sew it on top or do a ring first. Personally, it's easier to do a ring and then sew it on. And here's the small leaves, doing exactly the same thing. Place them inside and then sew it all together, which can be a little difficult. You have to go through all of the layers, at least the back layer, the large leaves. And I didn't leave my tail long enough for that. But go ahead and weave in all of your ends, leaving the nice long tail. And let's add the center leaf. And this one's really easy. You just like sink it in there to make it all crinkly. And sew it on the same way. And now you're done. So if you didn't weave in your ends, go ahead and do that now. And now we're going to go ahead and attach it to the pot. So using that nice long tail that you left, use that to go around and sew your little ghost plant to the pot. And you don't have to go through every single stitch or every single leaf. Just make sure that it's secure on there. If you are going to be giving this to a child or a dog to play with, I would suggest that you secure it pretty well, just so it doesn't come apart. I really think that this project was so worth it. It's so cute and relatively easy once you understand how to put it together. There it is. So you can opt to leave it just like this, or you can add a little something extra like I do, and you can pick whatever colors you want. I just thought yellow was a good color. So once you get all that done, we're gonna add the color, of course, and like I said, I'm using yellow, but you can use whatever color you want. And if you are going to be using acrylic paint, I did mix mine together, but if you only have acrylic paint, you can mix in a little bit of Elmer's glue with it just to help it be a little more flexible, because otherwise it gets a little crispy. I mean, the fabric paint gets crispy too, but it not as bad. But yeah, just paint around and yeah. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little mini tutorial. It's not really mini as in like the length and the size, but rather mini as in it's a mini amigurumi plant. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it inspires you to do something similar. Anyways, drop a comment down below if you're going to try this project, or if you did, what colors did you use? And yeah, I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.